It's episode 30 of Brise's Tale. It's fantastic. Episode 30. We made it only because we can't be canceled due to low ratings. But we enjoy doing it, and we hope you enjoy doing it. So, welcome to Karandrin Role Playing. I am Kevin Manus Pennings, your game master and host. I'm also known as Cracked Palantir. And this is episode 30 of Brise's Tale. Lots of excitement, cheers, partying, new hats. Oh, yeah. And as always, playing Brise is my good buddy Max. Say hi to these nice people, Max.
So I'm being mute for the 30th stream. Fun to try.
Everything will be done through interpretive dance.
You might notice things are a bit different. We have hats celebrating the 30th anniversary.
That's right.
I did some renovations. You can see I completely gutted my room and got French doors installed. It's lovely.
That's right. So yeah, here we are at episode 30. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. We're happy to keep going, and we'll probably go forever until people are just really sick of us. But so we had a big development in the plot last week. In the battle, the struggle to free Brise from the machinations of the demon-powered sorceress Verilag. So what can you tell us about what was the big development there, Max?
Well, there were a few. One was Crown was managed to find me again, which was interesting. For a long time, I'd not been in contact with him, and so we kind of got together and brought each other up to speed on the plans. But the bigger development was last session, toward the end, as I'm on my way to town, one of the great eagles of the valleys here, or the mountains here, approached me and inquired about my own dealings, I guess my own involvements with Kralum, and I spoke truthfully that I, seeking to free him, that is going to return him to his realm, and they seem to, I guess, respect that or understand that, that's a worthy goal, and were going to try to help me as well, themselves, by literally heaving rocks upon his chains to see if that will break them and send him back into his realm. So as we speak, the eagles are doing stuff right now that might solve all my problems. That might just save my ass.
And we know that the sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. We know that the eagles several hundred years ago had discovered Kralum.
Yes, it's a long-standing
and had dropped human-sized boulders on him from great heights, and he shrugged them off. He really didn't feel them. He is that physically durable and powerful, despite being trapped and weakened. But as Max mentioned, they had not been able to see, because of the shape of the volcano, the fact that it was chained. And so now the thought is sever those chains with rocks, drop from great heights, or dive bombed. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah,
and see then. Yeah, and see if severing the chains will in fact hurl Kralum back. And so if that happens, Verilag loses her power, and therefore her ability to resist the prison that was set for her 5,000 years ago. She'll be hurled back to her prison. Kralum will be hurled back to his realm, and Brise will be out of their clutches, and fantastic.
Almost that to be true, sounds like, and knowing Karandrin.
Well, things always complex. Like, it's strange as a game master. Like, I don't because it is sandbox. Like, I don't say the odds that any one solution will work. Unless there's really good reason to suggest it works. It is small. It's not.
Right.
It's yeah.
And I think that comes from the fact that you don't roll for success and failure. You roll for cause and effect. And so the fact
Sort
that
of.
every cause and every effect will turn out perfectly is impossible. So
Well, and the world is very interconnected, and so I always think things through as carefully as I can, and
true.
so Verlag can't make the chains weak, or Krallen would break them by his own physical might.
Right.
And so, can these boulders do the job?
Right.
It's a legitimate question. Here they're being struck repeatedly, and maybe they will sever. Another possibility is it may, even if it only partially works, maybe he will fall into the volcano.
Right.
And that's another possibility.
Should also mention before anyone asks us about our oh, hey Lizard Tux, perfect timing. And asks us about our background. Yeah, we're not sharing the screen with all the artwork today, unfortunately, because
Right. Yeah.
the computer setup I have is not great. But
his undisclosed location does not support every element of our usual presentation, but we hope that you'll find the content enjoyable nonetheless.
my undisclosed location is my parents' house, so
don't disclose the undisclosed. What are you doing?
speaking of closure, here's Lizard Tux asking us why we're wearing hats, because it's the 30th stream.
That's right. So we're gonna wear goofy hats. Well, I was gonna do numbering, but I can't. I was gonna have numbering for both me and Max, but I can't find the numbers that I bought. So we're gonna try to do that every time we reach a sort of a milestone. Anything ends in a zero. Then we'll do a little fun thing like this, and maybe we'll get an array of hats. I haven't decided yet. And so I do like my wizard's hat. So I may do a little pan for you. There you go. My little wizard's hat all the way to the top. Woo, woo, woo.
Gosh, your hat is bigger than mine.
I think we all knew that was going to be the case. So that's just called genetics. I am not.
Anyway, 7 minutes in, we haven't even started dice rolling or playing.
It's intro and fun. Just to tell you too, Max, I am not seeing people's chats.
Oh,
so
that's
did you see my chat with the links and everything that I put in? Did you see that come up?
Yes.
Okay, so that one made it through, but I'm not getting chats. And so, Max, if you want to relay any barbs sent my way, then
Josh is here. He says, "You suck, Kevin, and you're not friends with me anymore."
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Oh, everyone's saying that. Oh my gosh, jeez.
What time of day was it?
On the afternoon, I'm leaving off on my way to town. I've already spent the morning doing a little bit of reconnaissance and talking with the Eagles, and now we're heading to town.
That's right. And in that reconnaissance, you found out a great deal about the reputation of Meagral, Lady Meagral, the goblin nobility you're staying with, as well as her neighboring rival, Lord Algret.
Yes.
And so you found out about their reputations and what their own men think of them and that sort of thing, as well as Algret's chief magical advisor, somewhat cold elf named Tanzot,
right,
who had confronted you before.
And currently I'm headed into town to get a little more info, especially on Tanzot and Algret, because they're
right.
Maybe more about their plans and about their kind of goals.
Right. And so you might, for that, you have to have a way to bring that up in conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So you need to be thinking on that.
Man, I'm pretty sure this computer has a virus. It keeps... doing weird things. I'm like, well, I'll figure that out after the stream. But anyway,
Oh,
um,
curse the pandemic.
says the links aren't showing. Do you want to repost them again, Karen?
Yeah, I will try.
Oh, you know what? They're posted on Twitch. Sorry, I
Yes.
don't see them on YouTube. Posted on Twitch though. So.
Well, of course, you can find them down in the description or below the, you should be able to find it there or in the notes. I forget which. Yeah, it's
Posted
showing.
Twitch again, but not YouTube. It looks like. YouTube.
Yeah, it's showing me that I don't know what's going on there, gang. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, just guys check in the description if you're on YouTube. See the links to my notes, to character sheets, stats, all that stuff, and donate. All those links.
Oh yeah, please. Always appreciated. Will keep us streaming and fund improvements like hats. We need more hats, I think. So I should get a larger post office box for us, Max, and then people can send us in ridiculous fantasy based hats that we'll wear.
Please.
That would be fun. So the Eagle has just flown off. We know that one of Lord Algert's spies is following Brise right now. She's not particularly surprised by that. You are about to enter town. Is there any particular state of readiness you want to adopt? That is to say, what's in your hands?
I do. I am dressed in my town garb. So all I have are my bolas at my belt and my dagger. So I'll just have a bola in hand, and keep hold the reins and we'll go on into town.
Okay. See me. I was looking for my Lady Mia Grawl thing, but so yeah, here's a little bit about Lord Algert while we're talking.
Probably. Most definitely. Yeah, it escalated quickly here.
Yeah, things have moved along, definitely.
We also know that Algert's probably leaving tomorrow. Excuse me. Probably leaving tomorrow. He's only
right.
A day or two,
so at least some of this will be, some of the tension will slack off.
Yeah.
Make it into town fine. Even from the height, the town just seemed busier as you were coming down the slope and overlooking the town. It just seems more traffic. Curiosity could be a big market day, something like that. I'm going to put festivals, Max. Eventually, I'm going to get festivals down for each of the gods.
Nice.
And so we'll actually know when they're coming up, and it'll be something like you can look forward to, and just a reason for your character to take a day off and just party. And
will it be like post-revolutionary France, like a festival every day of the month?
That's right.
Everyone's just drinking every day.
There's a Family Guy where they make fun of the number of Jewish holidays.
Yeah.
And are they real, or is this an excuse for Jewish employees to take the day off? And they go and they talk to a rabbi for some other issue, and they mention that. And in the middle of the conversation, the rabbi goes, "Oh, it's hukmuk," and puts grabs his beer or whatever and runs out, and he's just gone in the middle of the conversation.
They fall in just weird dates, unlike any other holidays,
right.
Not around any other ones. So.
I had a professor in college. He was he studied linguistics at Harvard. And I said, "What was it like going to Harvard?" He goes, "It's great. It was fine." He said, "Except the bells, the school bells, the tower bells ring at these really crazy times from people putting it in their endowment that since I'm donating this $1 million in honor of my wife, she died at 6:17 p.m. Would you please ring your bells every day at 6:17 p.m.?" And he said, so they just go off at these crazy, weird, precise times. And he's like, you just have to learn to ignore it because it makes no sense.
That's so funny.
Making the town, you've are looking to grab a new horse, a second horse, really.
Yes.
More precisely. And you're looking at getting various outfits that you can change into to throw off any pursuit.
Yes.
And so we know that shopping is not the most exciting thing to do here on the stream. So we're going to roll very broadly and then have individual conversations that are more relevant to the plot. That's how we're going to handle things, guys. So hope we will bear with us and we'll keep the pacing up. Just as you enter town, horse and gear are sort of the first thing that is available to you. Like it's just you find it first.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got basically everything you need there.
People will keep coming in asking about the hats. It's the 30th stream. We got
and I can't see
join earlier.
I can't. That's right. I can't. And I can't see the chats, guys. I'm sorry. I can't. I should put up a caption saying. I should put up a caption saying the hats are for our 30th anniversary.
There you go.
That's what I'm gonna do. Let's do that. Hang on. Let's do it. What?
Midnight Dawn says getting into character. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Hey, Midnight Dawn.
That's what I'm wearing right now.
I don't know how to type. I didn't know what kind of quality of equipment you want there, but they have a lot of stuff, including magical. So I didn't know if you just wanted basic stuff for the sense of disguise, or if you wanted magical gear for the horse, high-end gear of some nature.
Basic. It even works as a better disguise because I myself am into magic, so better to suspect. Less suspicion for someone that's not even dressed in anything magical. Unless like I wear something underneath that's magical, like we said, a vest. So
right.
Anything that I wear beneath those clothes, I can maybe be magical, but
right. Yeah, I don't know if they might have a ring or something like that you could wear that might improve writing. But we'll sort of knock that out. But so that's just knocked out. Do you want now to pose questions? Do you want to inquire here?
So I was thinking specifically about Tanzot. Might be better at a place that is more. I'd find more sorcerer, more like wizards, those type of folks around, which might be the Adventurers Guild or any type of.
Well, the merchants, though, like in an area, will certainly know a great deal about like how they deal constantly with Meagral, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to hear constant rumors about Algrid. And particularly if they have any business in that neighboring county, then they would know. The adventurers could be traveling through from anywhere. And, so it might behoove you to talk to just the residents here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But the question is, under what auspices are you going to approach this question?
Yeah, true. I mean, obviously noting all the guards in town is just like clearly it's like, the all these guards. I've heard Lord Algrid is in town. He must be have some plans, have some big plans for to make this to stir up town this much.
Unsurprisingly, it's a goblin female that you're talking to, about your age.
I'm not talking about my age, Kevin.
What? If you're a woman, you never talk about your age. Well, here's another problem I'm having is I can't add new captions.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that fantastic? You love that? It's telling me I've got a problem with my cookies. So I guess
30th stream and we're all just like falling apart.
30th stream. That's all we can do. Wow, she rattles on about Algrid.
Okay.
um, and says she always finds it a bit fun, um, when he's in town. Good gossip, good gossip.
Of course.
Oh, sure, the lords don't like each other, um, but what real ill they have toward each other, I've never seen. It's entertainment as far as I'm concerned. So long as it doesn't come to blows here in town, I don't care. And business usually picks up. So they've always got some bit of tack or equipment that broke, some horse that needs shoeing. And while the bigwigs will have it done up at the castle, the lower ones will have it done here.
Fair enough.
They always say that he comes with spies, though. Oh, he's a sneaky one, they say.
Yeah.
So technique I should have thought
and
of.
I kind of prompt her. It's like so many spies. I wonder what he would be looking for. What information he wants to know.
Well, they say there's a new witch. What? Oh, they say there's a new witch she's hired.
Okay.
And he's spying on that, trying to figure out what she's doing here.
Okay.
But there's word that his one of his wizardy ones, fellow named Hadnock, is supposed to be staying here in town to keep an eye on things up at the castle. Here, I'll send you the spelling of that.
Okay.
Just so we remain consistent. I like that name. I sent you an earlier note.
Hadnock. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. Whoops. Well, it's good news.
Yeah.
Hadnock. And what specifically that he's supposed to keep an eye on things
on the magical doings is her impression.
Okay. Magical doings. Well, that deleted the whole line. God damn it. Why is it so different between Mac and PC? Okay. I guess I'll inquire a little bit more. Like, Hadnock, it's an interesting name. I wonder where he's from.
He's goblin like the rest of us. I have to assume here, but I've never really heard. Man, she is just a grubby little. She is such a little, like, not tattletale, but she loves gossip, man. Stuff she knows. It's crazy. They say his birth was unnatural. I've heard that. But I don't care for any of these magics ones. They're not doing right by the gods, if you ask me. Dangerous business messing with that stuff. I mean, if you work at a temple, then so be it. Clearly blessed by the gods you are, and that's power you should have. But these others, I don't truck with them. Tanzot, none of them.
And I cast a spell right in front of her. Oh, what do you think of this?
You charm her to get a better price on the horse you just bought.
Exactly. So she mentions the name Tanzot, and Tanzot, who's that? Like there's 2 of them.
There's like 6. He describes you some fat orc. You're like, what? It's not accurate. That's some spell wielder that Algret hired a few years ago. I've seen him pass through town here and there. Marches through town, more like he doesn't have time for the rest of us. Magic changes you. That's what I say. Man. It's crazy. So, she, him and all his cronies, and she just rattles off names. So there's somebody named Midler. Chahar, I'm gonna send you these names.
Yeah, please do.
And Golalile.
They're a comedy troupe.
They're a law firm. Midler, Chahar, and Golalile.
In a magical accident. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. And quite a procession that is, I said.
Oh, and all of them odd. Well, I mean, Chahar, she's fine. She'll give you the time of day. You know, if you've done her right, she'll give you a tip. Those others, to hell with them. Or to the goblin hell with them, whatever our version of hell is.
Heaven. They just they go to heaven like, no.
That's right. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy, all this stuff.
Yeah.
She is just, I mean, she just watches and picks stuff up, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to roll stuff for these guys. What is going on? There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you just want to sit here and just gain information.
I mean, it's working pretty well. And
it really is.
About this is probably better. So get as much as I can out of her.
So I'll have you roll.
Right. 61.
So, she likes Chahar, right? She mentioned that to you. Chahar is, she likes her even though Chahar is a dwarf.
Okay.
So it's a female dwarf. And she mentions red hair, that she's, fairly good natured. Does actually like it.
Jeez.
Oh, bless you.
Allergic to good-natured dwarves.
That's right. That's right. I was going to make a joke that the feather in your hat is what's
it's tickling.
That's you're allergic to that species of bird. So, oh Lord, so I gotta fix this keyboard. I'm me crazy.
Right. So Shahar's fine, female red dwarf. So what does she say about the other ones?
Roll for me.
30.
So you're only going to basically get a description of the other ones, which I can provide. I mean, just
Take your time.
so
Not like we're in a stream or anything.
I know. Enjoy the long pauses, the long awkward pauses.
I can scat if you want. Just
What was that? A 30th episode scat? A boo 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 stop out. Get the bam.
since it's episode 30, I won't complain. But
That's
no
right.
one.
It's the only time you won't complain about me scatting all over you.
Oh my gosh.
Midler seems to be sort of stuck up female halfling.
Is that a nickname, or is that like a normal name like that I might have heard before?
That's a normal name.
Okay.
It doesn't surprise you, I guess, is the point.
But just even like middle, or like someone who's in the middle. Yeah.
Galalile is the last one. Weird, they're all women.
Yeah. Hands on you hunk.
A female orc.
Oh wow.
And roll for me on that one.
47.
So, oh Lord, what was that? So, she is known for her laughter. I mean, she's just like you can hear her just, laughing and horsing around, but only with select few. Otherwise, she's just really a pain in the ass. She's just very, she's very standoffish, she thinks, and your little goblin gossip here. But she'll laugh plenty with her, her soldiers and this sort of thing. But she's distinct in that she's got, despite not being that old, she has just a flowing white hair down past her shoulders. And so, you can't miss her either by her laugh or by her cold manner,
Right.
So,
I will. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to inquire, in just kind of like, and they're all magic users. They also.
Word is the Tanzot students or whatnot. Often travel with them, though I haven't seen them this trip, other than the fella Hadnock who's keeping watch. I should roll him up and drop his stuff in there. Oh, dang it. Where is that? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm sure that's what it is. So yeah, they travel together most times.
Right.
Where this one is now, where they all are now, hopefully they're back where they belong. she
Yeah.
says, doesn't need him coming here. Um,
I guess there's one last thing I'll kind of prompt about Tanzot. It's like, to have such a, kind of like nod at her when she says magic is her dismal attitude towards magic. I'm like, nod. It's, to study, to devote yourself to it. Like one wonders like what you get out of it, what the purpose of it might be. It's for someone like Tanzot and his students.
Oh, well, that's the question, isn't it? Why would you mess around with such forces, unnatural and all that they are? I mean, I know that Our Lady keeps a few in her back pocket as well, but I can only assume that's, to protect herself against the likes of Tanzot.
Right.
This new witch, I hope she's as good as she is pretty. I hear that she's quite a liquor for a human. But the likes of Tanzot, you could go go to any length to protect yourself against him, and I couldn't blame you. There was some talk a few years back, I guess, where there were rumors that some of Algrit's men were seen throwing stones as big as your head. And I tell you, that's got to be Tanzot's doing, is what that has to be. Making men unnatural strong, goblins and the such. That's just wrong.
I, shake my head, agree. Like, that's bizarre.
It's gross.
Magic. So what was it that they were like heaving men, like were just heaving boulders, seen heaving boulders?
Say again?
What was the story that they observed men like just heaving boulders?
Yeah, it was, she describes it like somebody passing by saw a line of his men on the outskirts of their county seat, sort of like Balabry is here. And they clearly didn't want to be seen. They were well off the road, but it was observed nonetheless. And it was 4 or 5 of them, and they were throwing, boulders, probably, I don't know, 300 pounds. What now, Brise, my dear?
Well, I think that's some good info there. I'm still more curious about Tanzot's motive, so I might, take my leave here and try to find someone who's more magically inclined.
Sure.
This woman definitely has all the rumors, but I need kind of someone who might know more about.
Well, and keep in mind, of course, that essentially what you're inquiring about is knowledge that is kept secret.
Yes, agreed. I need to be careful how I word it, and then I'm putting myself at risk.
Well, and also, there's only going to be a small chance you're going to find out really anything really substantive.
And, the other thing I could do is go back to the keep, and I have a way to contact Tanzot. And I could just, if I exchange him some information, he might tell me something, whether that's truthful or not,
Yeah, you have that problem. And he has no incentive to reveal anything to you about what he's doing for his Lord.
Right.
I don't think you see that as a profitable. It's not like you would reveal anything about your machinations.
Right. True.
We
traded something. Yeah, we just trade lies. So.
Right. I mean, necessary as your lies are, right? You can't reveal, and neither can he.
Yeah.
He's also really under pain of death. Whew, shiver. Sorry. The idea of Brise dying just terrifies me. But I'm perfectly willing to face my fears.
Does
So
it terrify you or does it excite you? Is that a
um,
shiver?
it's not quibble.
Is this 30 episodes or just long foreplay before death?
That's right. Hey, you've played. How many years have we played together now?
Too
Is it
many.
around? I understand that.
It came I came to Texas so some years ago.
Yeah.
Over a little over 3 probably.
Yeah. It's crazy. Um, so
Okay. Yeah, so I'll take my lead from there. And I guess my thought is like the Adventurers Guild defining local wizards, local magic users. But would I have better luck anywhere else? Maybe the magic shop.
yeah, they would.
Kind of his men or his students might even come by.
Right. Like if they're looking to pick stuff up, they might give a hint if they let something
Yeah.
slip. And at that point you're oh, did you want to establish a relationship with this girl?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Yeah, couldn't hurt. Why not?
So how do you want to introduce yourself?
Um, um, hmm, yeah. Well, I obviously said that, I know about Lord Algrid, like I know his men are in town. So I would say that, I've been to town a few times, but I'm from, how far is Gratenlau from here? Could I say that? Would that be plausible or?
Yeah, if you are far from home, they are going to assume wealth in this
Okay.
civilization
Okay.
and throughout the world. If you've traveled at this point in society, it
I think,
means
yeah, I think that's probably actually good. I do want that. So I would say, I'm from a ways off from Gratenlau, and I visit here every now and then and see some of the goings on.
but name. Do you want to give your real name, a false name?
Yeah, I'll give I'll just give Brise, the name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want to
the last
slip her
name.
some money?
Yeah, yeah. So who is this lady again? Anyway, is she buying
She
clothes from or
No,
buying?
no, the horses. This is your first stop.
Okay,
You came across, on your way to deeper in the town, sort of looking for businesses that you need. You came across this, and I forget there's a word for a place where you buy horses, but I can't
livery.
remember.
No, not livery. Livery is where you buy.
I think no, livery might work. Yeah. But nonetheless, that's what it is. And it sells tack and various other things. And like I said, we'll do that after the fact. And,
Right. But yeah, so horse being a few gold pieces, right? I would probably toss her just like 5 gold to as compensation.
well, but that suggests she's done something wrong. Right. And you're like, if you say thank you too much, like we can worry about the price. I'm saying specifically just as you're leaving, the little thank you for the information. How much would you give her?
Like 5 gold.
So that's it. That's a lot of money
Is
for the
it?
fact
Oh,
that in terms of
how
just
much
for
does the horse
talking.
cost again? Okay, well,
Uh,
I was thinking just in terms of like taking up her time to like when she could be selling horses. But okay, I guess I'll give her 2 gold
okay.
then.
She's thankful. She's pleased to meet you and so on. Why don't you roll your gut check on her? I should have had you do that earlier. I apologize.
8.
Hard to read. But and roll again for me.
46.
Yeah, she seems. Every goblin has a hidden agenda, but that isn't to say it's against your interest. And she seems pretty much as she appears.
Yeah.
She's a young woman, and she likes talking. So think of a name for her real quick because you're gonna need to come back to her.
Goblina.
So her name is Frimgall. I will make her a quick entry. All right then. So, she's like, come by, talk anytime, thanks for the business.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that Fremgall?
oh, I sent it to you.
Ah, didn't scroll down. Frimgall, gotcha.
Yeah, my chats, of course, my chat is broken this session. I was rolling her up real quick while we're talking. So roll for me when you get free.
31.
And roll again for me.
14.
Okay. So you get, understandably lost because this place is.
I'm seeing the magic shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
But you make it there, and of course you've got the adventuring guild just down the few blocks, right?
Right, it is a few blocks down. Yeah, close by.
There we go.
Molia's Mysteries is the name of the shop.
Right. It is not Molia there today. It is fortunately empty. It looks like a husband, a son. It's hard to say, but it is another goblin, and gives you the broad, toothy goblin smile, waves you on in, and says, buying or not, I could use the company.
So here's a thought. I might want to talk to Molia instead because I've already made purchases here before. She might recognize me.
Sure.
So I think I'll try to ask if she's available first. Actually, I was wondering if I could speak to Molia about an order that I made some time ago.
Oh, I'm afraid gout is taking her down today.
Very fantasy disease. Okay.
You like that? You like gout?
Yeah.
But I can help you with anything you've ordered.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll look around. Is there anyone else in the shop? Is it just us two? Or you said
No,
it's right?
Yeah, it's empty.
Well, okay. Well, in that case, I guess I could. I wouldn't mind talking with you. Really, I was asking about how do I bridge this question? I guess could I just be direct?
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking, well, I don't know what you're trying to ask. I mean,
well, I want to ask. So I guess the direct way to ask the question would be: do you know about Tanzot or his followers, and if they've ever been here, and just ask for information on them, and specifically what kind of magic they're interested in and what their goals might be.
So yeah, how are you gonna couch that? Let's do this first. Why don't you give me your gut check roll on this guy?
34.
He doesn't seem overly suspicious, or he doesn't seem to be cagey or watching you carefully or anything. Not more than any shopkeeper would, just keeping an eye on your hands and the properties, and the items.
Right.
So
yeah. So, well, I guess I could could say just that I'm interested in yeah,
you need a reason to be seeking information on them.
Yeah. I was thinking if I'm interested in them, in just as as a student of magic. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's good. Like, so I'm a magic user myself, and I'm interested in their in learning from the best. And I've heard that all Olgert's men are in town, and Tanzot, and throw out the names. They're quite skilled magic users. I'll just kind of start off with that, see if that rings a bell for him.
Oh, I'm not allowed to deal with those people. Molia would have my head. I don't know what to tell you there. I had an altercation with
Is he telling the truth, do you think, or is
Roll.
85?
Yeah, he seems generally kind of like a little abashed, a little ashamed. He's like that elf fellow that works for Albert, whatever his name is. He and I almost came to blows in the shop
Oh,
about 2 years ago. And so I'm not allowed to mess with any of them. Every now and then the officers, sure, but any of them robe wearers, that's I'm supposed to be hands off with them.
interesting.
So, um,
I'll just kind of prod him a bit. Altercations, they must have been seeking something very valuable or very powerful.
well, that was my problem. He was just asking a bunch of questions about something we didn't have.
Right.
And I'd never heard of the thing. And some ring or another, but we didn't have it. But he kept asking and asking, and I kept telling him I don't know what to tell him. Molia wasn't in.
Mm.
My responsibilities here are fixing the door when it squeaks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Molia handles all the rest of that stuff.
Okay. Could I try to see Molia? Or I guess he's probably pretty out of it.
Well, what is the downside to trying? It should be one of your main questions.
Exactly.
And
Well, the
then,
downside would be I might get kind of banned from the shop. Be like, don't come in here, right?
well, then if you get no, don't push it. I mean, if that's your worry,
Okay. Okay.
you know.
So then I'll just say, interesting. I mean, are you sure Molly is completely, unavailable to see? I could make it worth both of your while if I could talk to her.
Well, what are we talking?
I don't know. Here's where we're going to look at Monia. Would they probably prefer a magical item? I don't know if I have anything to give up though. Probably just gold, yeah. Because again, like you said, it's just talking. Not like I'm doing anything. So why don't I give her
Him? I mean, her. Do you want to bribe him to make the effort?
10 gold pieces. I know it's an inconvenience, but grab a little stack and place it on the counter.
What's his numbers?
No worries. Welcome.
He takes 5 of it. He goes, I'll go check.
Okay.
And he goes in the back. And then he comes back fairly quickly. And he's like, she's asleep. But if you come back a couple of hours, maybe, and
okay,
maybe I'll earn the other 5, huh?
Sounds like a deal.
Is there anything else I can do for you? We've got lots of scrolls because they always have tons of scrolls.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm good. I recently came by your shop earlier this week, so I'm pretty full up on items. So thank you.
Well, just as well, Algert's men bought us out of a lot of lore spells and such. I'd hate to disappoint you.
Wait, what did he say? They they going to buy a bunch of lore?
They have bought him out
Oh, about it. Okay.
of spells that deal with lore.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I can imagine.
What now, good sir?
Let me update my
I'm
Google.
going to test my ability to post comments. What the heck? Oh, I see. It doesn't like that.
No. Sorry, my random rolling app just showed me an advertisement.
That's hilarious. Please enjoy the advertisement.
So that's that. Is there any other? Do I want to poke into this any further? I kind of feel like I don't want to keep going around too much. Might be better if I just come back here later. In the meantime, I'll hang around. So I wrote here, I wanted info about Algert's plans, which it really just seems like he's interested in getting the upper hand on Mirgral. Like he doesn't have any.
Well, it's going to be hard to, you need a lot more detailed information. And, the question is, what do they fight over?
Right.
Some of it is inherently going to be social and court related. That is trying to get your sons, daughters, and allies appointed to higher positions.
Right.
Positions of influence, gaining favor, that sort of thing. And so like you may both be invited to a party, right? And your entourage tries to gain more influence and make more connections than hers. And being sort of enemies, being adversarial, they will try to undercut one another, spread rumors, that sort of thing. And I'm sure his drinking problem is better now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that affair was a one-time thing. And this kind of thing where you complicate the other's attempt. The other question might be things like resources, land, rights to water, timber, or assigning positions is fairly, like I said, is fairly important.
Yeah.
And there's probably some limited sort of arms race, right? Like how many men do I need just to be safe against this other guy?
And I don't know if I'm super interested in knowing all of that. I was more, wondering if there's some other ulterior motive, ulterior goal that he has. I mean, like Mirgral, who wants to, clearly she's obsessed, not obsessed, but concerned with her aging, wants to.
Right.
That process. So wondering if there was some similar dirt I could dig up on Algrid.
Right. Although the question becomes like, let's say you find out X plan, what are you going to do with that information?
Oh yeah, I was almost more curious. Like that's
what
Brise and me, Max, we're just kind of curious. Know at least like what is happening. What is.
If you could find it out, it is true that it could gain you influence with Algrid.
With Algrid or Mirgral?
With Algrid. Well, both really, depending on how you want to play it.
Right.
So you could go and make a lower level contact at Algrid's court and say, look, I found this location that may be relevant to.
Oh, I see what you mean. I was saying like blackmailing, like that's not going to work. But
No.
if I am going to help him in a way, yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
And it's going to be rare. It's not going to be likely that you're going to meet Algrid. Like the only reason you met Mirgral is because you are sort of considered this right-hand person of someone who does get to meet Mirgral, right? And so you've had your one meeting, and it's unlikely you're going to have another.
Right. Agreed.
So,
but in that regard, I'm more interested in Tanzot anyway, as like a wizard, and me being interested in magic, what his
right,
background is. So I would spend more time looking at that. Um,
right. Well, and I'm sure like just particularly because he confronted you directly,
right.
particularly because he's got a reputation for being just kind of ruthless.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not cruel, but kind of cold.
Yeah.
That you're sort of also concerned for your safety a little bit. Or like, I really want to know, is this guy as bad as I think he is?
Yeah.
Um,
It's true. Yeah.
oh, roll for me.
7.
That's one of those reasoning rolls. Good for you. Very proud of you.
There we go. Okay, then I think we will spend some time in just while away a few hours doing some reading and wondering if anyone might approach me anyway.
Did,
Like,
did
obviously,
you, right, make yourself available for contact?
for a few hours, then
Did,
maybe go back to Molia's.
did you not want to go down to the Adventuring Guild since it's nearby?
Well, yeah. So like I said, I don't know. Should I really be asking around too much? I don't know if because the Adventuring Guild, that's like a crowded place possibly. I guess if there's not many people there, maybe, but
Right.
that's kind of my concern is there's going to be a lot of prying ears.
Oh, right. Well, that you can, yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to choose how many, how many times you ask,
Right.
before you just let it go, you know.
Right.
So, but so I leave that to you.
Yeah, I guess we'll give it a shot. We'll try to go to the Adventuring Guild and maybe just ask once or twice any robed figures that look like locals if they're familiar with Tanzot's doings, familiar with
Right.
modus operandi.
Well, let's have you head down there. Do you want to take a break, and
Yeah.
then we can come back and we'll have you talk about the thing. Oh, this is interesting. We don't. I guess can you bang us out a weird share screen thing, and then I'll just. I guess
No,
we'll
okay, it's not. It's glitching out. So if you take us both off, will it show the default rescreen or what?
let's see. Let me see what I can do
You share
here.
your screen, maybe. If you just have I think you have the resources, right? And
Well,
save.
I'm not sure I have the waiting screen here,
I can
but I
maybe
wonder if I can do a dumb one. That would
send
be
it to
funny.
me.
Well, I could do. Oh, you can send it to me.
Yep.
Okay.
Have it from forward. The magic of email.
That's right.
Okay, send it to you though. Oh, here we go again. Oh goodness.
Bless you.
Oh, Corona. Oh, jeez.
Corona.
This has been kind of stuffy today. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Where is my message? There you are.
Oh, man, I need to get a tissue during the break.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, this is not good. I'm just tearing up. It's so beautiful.
It's so great.
Be the street.
So great.
I never thought we'd make it this far. I just want to thank every one of our viewers, all 6 of you. Really make it worth it.
Let's see. All right, let me hop here. Sorry, gang. This is taking so long just for us to go to a break because we're a little.
This is because it's a break, but we just can't leave.
Oh no, I can't do it. All right, gang. Well, I can't do it because I have to restart the whole thing to grant permissions for it to grant the window. So, gang, stay with us. We're gonna just do a blank screen. That's all we can do for the big 3-0. And then, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Chat among yourselves, which I also can't see because of a glitch. But we appreciate you all for hanging out with us, and we'll be back after just a few minutes. Thanks for everything. Go check out the character sheet, our webpage, and things like that. Pass the time, his notes and equipment and personality. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Boo boo ba doo boo. Ba 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 boo bow. Hey gang.
Kevin, you
All
want
right.
to know something really funny?
What's
This
that?
random number generator I have. It was the default mode was don't repeat numbers you've already rolled. I'm glad I caught that. So we rolled like 15 rolls or so, and so it's like would have been like, notice these numbers aren't coming up again.
Right.
Fix that.
That's pretty odd. That's
Really,
yeah.
I don't know why that's the default. Very odd. But anyway. Oh, you know, because you're drawing numbers out of a hat. That kind of makes sense.
I see. Yeah, I mean certainly there's a role for there's a purpose for that setting.
Yes.
Not a role for that. Anyway. But it is I still think it's odd to have it be the default.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you head on down to the old adventuring guild.
I'm
This
not
is three.
cheating. I swear to God, it was an accident.
That's right.
Swear to
So
the
this
Lord.
is the three torches, right?
What?
The adventuring guild. This is the three torches, is it right?
Three torches. Is that what it's called?
No, see, I get yours and some of Josh's old stuff confused, so maybe I'm wrong.
Hold on. Let me find this out. It is called the Eternal Lantern. No, it is the Eternal Lantern.
Okay, my bad.
Because they have
So
three murals there. That's what I remember. Yeah.
it is jam packed.
Oh my
Um, there's people buying and selling. There's people, got their bags of loot open and they're like talking and examining each other's stuff. I mean, it's a full place. Um, um, so I don't know if that turns you off of this approach and you just want to go find a tavern or whatever.
Well, see, I'm thinking I could like pull someone aside and then we walk to, a quiet place to talk.
Sure. Well, with the hubbub, you might just be able to talk low and not be overheard.
That's true as well. Yeah, I don't mind the fact that there's a lot of people. In fact, that'll be better. I can pick out someone who might be, more look like they might know more. Like older, probably look like a native, and definitely wizardy.
Right. Um,
Oh yeah, Karen says if you can still read the chat or not. Not sure, right?
let's see.
Still can't, right? Yeah, we know. We heard it. We realized it at the very beginning. So
Yeah, I
even
can't.
that's persisted.
I still can't see chat, unfortunately. Um, I may just need to update and restart, but I can't do that in midstream. So we're just going to keep going. Keep going, buddies. So there is a group of 4 adventurers that, look like they wouldn't be entirely opposed to you, to some company. And of course, if they are opposed, well, they'll tell you, won't they? So I'm just going to do a quick list of them. Why don't you roll for me and I'll just jot things down.
100.
Oh, interesting. Give me 2 more rolls with that one.
89 and 41.
Okay. So that's great. And again.
93.
And again.
31.
And again.
85. This is fun.
And again,
29.
that's crazy. You have rolled essentially the same race every time. Roll again.
62.
And again.
81.
And one last time.
31. See, you wouldn't have gotten that second 31.
I know. I feel bad. Yeah, 3 of the 4 are wearing robes.
Okay.
Um, so, so yeah, they're like I said, they're just sitting, hanging out.
And are they all goblins?
They what now?
What race are they?
Oh, forgive me. So there's looks like it looks like 3 men, and 3 men, 2 of whom are female, 2 common male, humans.
Right.
Um, so you've got a human woman in robes, a female human in chain armor. You've got a human male in robes, and you have a female half goblin in robes.
Okay.
The female
Okay.
woman.
Discarded those roles, but I was really looking for a native, so they might not be. I mean, the first thing I would do is I go over there. It's like, have you been in the city a long time?
So you just head over.
Yeah.
And address them in what language?
In fact.
Okay. Wow. They say, yeah, we come through here all the time. We like this guild. We've been here for 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Can we help you with something?
Yes. So how do I broach the topic then? I think probably the same way at the shop. I see you're all magic users and you've been here a while. I'm interested in magic myself, and I've heard there are some pretty powerful sorcerers who come through here sometimes, affiliated with Lord Ogret's men who are in town.
Yeah, there's a handful of them, various stages of accomplishment.
Hmm.
Tanzot is one of the 2 main advisors. The other one you hear about, but you never get to see. And then there's various assistants, I don't know, 6 or 8, something like that.
Right.
They're not really up for teaching, if that's what you're going for. Algert keeps them pretty busy.
Right.
And this is everyone sort of deferred to the human male in robes.
Sure. In robes. I would ask. That's what I've heard around, is that they are quite in league with, or I guess quite tied to Aldgrit. But how would I word it? quite tied to Algrit. But surely they, have been through many years of training themselves, mastered different skills, are known for, some of their magic besides what they do for the Lord.
I'm not sure I understand your question to them.
Me neither. I'm kind of just trying to like further the conversation to ask. I guess I'm really interested in what are their goals besides Allgrid. So I guess yeah. So it's like they do seem to be pretty tethered to Allgrid, but I'm sure they also have their own agendas. Have their own studies. Right? They would give time.
How are you going to play off your interest in that?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky to,
what would be a good cover up for me, one, to get information about?
It really is a skill to talk about something that isn't what you want to know and still find out what you know.
And Max is not good at it.
Well, hey, just so you know, you do have a bonus to doing all this stuff. So
yeah, I need a very big bonus.
Well, roll for me. We'll see if your character can figure it out.
Sure, 68.
You're like, you say to them, I'm just interested in interesting magical feats. I would like to have a reputation like that one day.
Okay. That's a good one.
Have Algrits, have any of Algrits, what's the term there? Magical, any of his magical staff really, haha, no pun intended. Have they really, do they really have a reputation or have they really performed a feat that's quite incredible? The human, roll for me.
35.
The human glances at the goblin like there was some signal passed between them. And the human nods at him. And the half-goblin female turns and says, you tell Algrit that we don't talk to his spies. And we want nothing to do with him. And he can't arrest us here. This is Miagraw's land. And we'll burn his men to the ground if they try.
I understand your concern, but I'm just as much a victim of Algrit's spying as you are. I have no love for him.
Roll for me.
35.
You realize there's a shocked look on your face because you just didn't expect that response.
Right.
And so they soften towards you and they look at each other. And the woman in robes, the human woman in robes, says, let the girl speak. She's clearly caught unawares. What's this about?
I just say just trying to protect myself and my assets from, these powerful wizards who are um, find themselves in town.
They're not thieves, dear. They get paid plenty. That means you're embroiled with them somehow. And that's not trouble we want.
Damn.
But for a price, I think we might point you in the direction of someone
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
who could help. If it's those fellas up at Albert's place that you're interested in for whatever reason, and I don't want to know, none of us want to know. And she's like, I should make her voice softer. She's hunched over and speaking across the table to, and she goes, we have a contact who has had more than his share of dealings with that group.
Okay.
But it'll cost you.
Understood.
And if you see us again, don't speak to us, don't approach us, don't look at us.
Understandable. And I'll ask them to name their price, I guess.
They turn and sort of have a huddle. $450 gold.
I wish I had water in my mouth before I spit that out. 4. That is 4 mithril and 50 gold, which is just about all the money I have. How do I feel about this? How precious is this information to me, and how much do I trust them in their contact?
Well, you're generally untrusting. Do we have you roll a gut check?
No, not yet.
Roll.
I guess group, right? 11. It's a bad
Yeah, they play very close to the vest.
Yeah.
Roll again for me.
84.
Their distaste for Algred and his crew is genuine.
Yeah. I can't do that just because I know how important money is. That's going to leave me basically penniless.
Well, except you got things to sell.
I do, but I don't know, just like if another opportunity like this comes up, right? And then, I need to borrow 50 gold pieces or something. I don't know. I won't have
Why are
that.
you waiting on another opportunity? Okay. Is there
this seems too risky is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trustworthy enough to do it. In short, yeah. So
Okay.
I think I would, have to, ball my fist and be like, you know what, I'm sorry, but can't afford that price at the moment.
they say fine, and then the woman in chainmail sets a very nice looking dagger out on the table and says, "Our other conditions still stand. Do not talk to us again."
Okay.
So it's going to be, I mean, you may need to steer clear of them. I mean, if they're been here for 3 years and they are doing stuff very regularly out there. So
Yeah, I just made enemies by accident, or not enemies, but I made. I guess what's the right term? It's like the opposite of
I
allies.
would, I would say you've just simply complicated things.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't think they're really enemies, but it's a cold situation.
Right.
It's not a warm fuzzy situation.
Broken some bridges.
Um,
Well,
there is another pair, robed figures. Um, your gut sort of indifferent on them.
I don't think I even want to bring it up anymore, based on how cagey they were and how tight-lipped, they were with information. Like they reacted, pretty negatively, to me bringing up the topic. So
But doesn't I mean, but clearly they were referring. I mean, clearly the source of that was negative past dealings with Algrid.
sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think it's tight-lipped in the sense of they just want to get. They don't want to get messed up again with Algrid. They don't want to have any connection with him
Okay.
unless it's going to benefit them. So
Okay.
I don't think you can expect that to be universal. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Now you may still say, yeah, but I want to let this situation cool and I'll go away. I mean, that's fine, but I don't think your character is
Okay. Sure.
Clearly
Yeah.
this group had a bad experience.
Yes. Okay. I guess I assumed it was universal, but you're right. Based on their body language and everything, it was more of personal.
Well, yeah, I mean, like they were, the idea was that, that they inferred at least that they'd been, they implied that they had been, at least an attempt was made to arrest them by Algrid at one point.
Oh, I missed that. You might have
Yeah,
said
said they can't arrest it. You can't arrest us here. This is Miagral's land. And you go back and tell him that you can't
right,
arrest us.
say that. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, then we'll back off a bit. Let this cool down. Maybe I'll take note of those two adventurers, and maybe I can
Sure.
them again when I come back at another time. So.
Um, two male humans is what they are. One significantly taller than the other. So a high man would be the taller of the two, broad-shouldered, much like your own people. And then a common man, both male, both robed. And we can do descriptions and all that later. But so you just make a note there to check back on them. So is it time just to go find a tavern and let the time pass, kind of a thing?
I think so.
Bite of early supper.
Yeah.
So an ale and a meal cost you 5 copper. Not terribly busy little tavern. There is a single adventurer in here. As you walk in, robed elf. Um, roll for me.
92.
More than he seems. There's a caginess about him. Like he's very watchful. He well, roll for me.
25.
He does note your presence, checks your belt, and you're like, oh, he's checking me out for weapons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No bags or anything on him. Just a single case for books on his shoulder, down by his feet, and a couple of large pouches stacked up on the table. And he's apparently just putting back alcohol. Jeez, I rolled if he was drinking. I got a double ought.
He's drinking 100 drinks.
Yeah, it's a 100 ounces. I just roll straight ounces of alcohol consumption.
I'll take 2 ounces of ale, please.
That's right. So it looks like all liquor. He's taking, shots, and he's taking, glasses of brandy and things like that. And there's, I don't know, 6 or 8 glasses there.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, he's in like a different place, so I think I'll approach him and try the same thing. You said he was which race?
Oh, he's a elf.
Elf, okay. Elf adventurer. I'll kind of come up to him, see if he's willing to talk. And,
let's roll him up real quick, so I know how to play him. I know how to play him against himself.
I mean, obviously he's inebriated, so just why don't you toss a few back yourself, and then
yeah, that's what everybody wants to see. Me drunk, right? That's
it's the 30th stream. I was thinking of getting like a beer or something like that.
That would be funny if we did that. I could always get water and tell people it's vodka. What do I care?
And then just like chug it.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
He smiles at you. He gestures for you to sit. And he who is it you're saying hello to?
Arpen.
Oh, hey, Arpen.
See the chat because he's blind. So
yeah, I'm sorry, man. My chat's not working. I can't see anybody's chat, so feel free just to make fun of Max. I was gonna look at his. Oh dear Lord. So he's wow, this guy's really. He's like. So actually, we should add back your 5 copper because we had you sort of eat before you walked in.
True.
And he's like, a bottle of wine for my friend here.
I don't have anything on the character sheet against people drinking. I enjoy a good drink, I know, but I don't have any bias against people who drink, right? Like heavily.
Oh, do you have a bias against them?
I don't think so. Right?
It's not something I usually roll for, but that's an interesting question that maybe I should ask.
I feel like it's very real, especially me being of a little bit higher blood, what I even want to interact with. Cups.
Well, I mean, people of higher blood have no moral track record historically. And so I don't think that's a problem. I mean, you're
literally interacting with it am I just thinking like this guy's wasted, he's not going to be useful? You know what I mean? Like
I see what you mean. Well, the thing is that you could
I just threw it out there. Seems like a fun character trait, you know.
Right. He, I mean, you're not worried about, you feel like you can feel him out to see how he handles his alcohol.
Sure.
And if he's too loose-lipped, then you can't ask any sensitive questions, because the next time he gets drunk, he may talk about a conversation with a beautiful elf.
Right.
But you might just let him talk, and you may ask just generic questions and find out interesting things, like Iron Empress, for instance.
Right.
You know, but yeah. So he orders a pan of potatoes and ham for you. He orders bread and cheese. He orders 2 bottles of wine, 1 white, 1 red. So roll for me.
77.
You just kind of find his whole demeanor likable. Have you do a gut check? I forget.
No, not yet.
Go roll your sort of your first impression of him.
25.
Okay, you were not doing great on those rolls. He's tough to read, other than his, just sort of convivial manner.
Right.
And every now and then he snaps angrily and yells about something. He's griping about a council that is putting pressure on him. And who are they to tell me what to do? And then he kind of comes to himself, and you sort of change his mood when he looks at you, which is kind of flattering.
Oh, jeez.
But you're extremely allergic to his cologne.
Yes. Oh my God.
And so
that's what the council's doing.
So he asks, what's your he's like, I couldn't be luckier to have such a face brighten my day. His name is Shalto. He reaches across and shakes your hand.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
When I look at like our chat, like between us, it just looks like a bunch of gibberish. Hadanok, Midler, Frimgal, Shalto.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we use it for is
Right.
Okay.
I think I missed writing down Frimgal. Maybe not. Maybe she's in the thing. Yeah.
So I would, just prompt her. It's like, are you a local here? Come here often? Interested in some of the history behind the city, you could say.
Why would anyone come here often? No. The food's decent. That's the only thing this town has to recommend it. If you want real culture, you've got to go to Hanrock or Stanzen or Jacksonphalia. These are major elven cities.
Right.
Hanrock, of course, is the goblin capital. If you want to do some gambling, you go to Iainos, or you go to any of the triumphs in the lakes, and that's a place you come.
Is wearing thin, and I say, I understand you don't like the city. Sorry to hear that. Thank you for the recommendations, but and I'll just go kind of what I brought up with the other ones is that I'm actually interested in if you've heard of any of the Lord Albert's men are in town. One of the neighboring lords here. He has some followers, magical users that I've interested if they've ever made any contributions or done any great feats in the town, or at least accomplished any great feats. I'm interested in that history and that.
You're so young. You're so young. You're so pretty. They.
This is Kevin talking, not.
No, that's right. This is how we talk after the stream. By the way, I hit on Max constantly, and that's
Gosh.
that's why I wore the hat to impress him. So, um, so any sorcerer worth his salt, they keep their feats to themselves unless they need help.
Mm. How truthful does he seem about that? Oh, he is robed, so he's probably magic user, but
Yeah. He turns and he knocks on the air, and a staff appears. It's looks like it's made out of a single long stretch of light blue bone. In it are carved geometric patterns, very sharp angles. Nothing really organic about it, except here and there where the carving has not touched the thing, like at the very end and that sort of thing. He's like, I can show you feats of magic, but they're just to impress you. Tanzot is wrapped up in his own stuff. But he's a dabbler. No council will have him. As for the others, none of them really have any promise, and they've got as their teacher Tanzot.
I asked kind of a dabbler, and councils won't have him. Not sure I understand. Not sure I follow.
How could you? You're so young. That's all he says.
I want to get the info. Now I know he said I'm not really up to using my feminine charm to get info, but I don't know. I do have a pretty face, and I am tempted to say, like, "Are you sure you can spare the time to explain it to me?" After all my exams, so, I'll say, well, I know a little bit about magic, actually. I read through a few tomes myself. I'm sure I'd at least be willing to listen. A little eyelash flutter.
And my erection is complete.
Complete.
He leans in. He's like, there are councils of very powerful magic users all over the world. And they meet so that their private little projects don't interfere with one another. And if someone gets a little out of hand or has a little bit too much to drink, most of the time, then you get scolded and threatened. And I may do just what Oshekra's done and tell the council to suck it, and I will leave and pursue my own agenda without their permission.
Is this something I've heard of before? These wizarding councils, or no?
I'm sorry?
Is this something Brise would have known about, wizard councils? Or?
There are occasional stories in which a wizard or sorceress might come to like a high-level operative, like a king or prince, give advice. Sometimes they're very enigmatic figures, and it's a riddle. They give a riddle and they leave. Mm-hmm. In tales that paint magic very badly, they're very conniving. They're always depicted as very conniving, but that's kind of it, you know?
Yeah.
And so you sort of assume they exist. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like if you hear about a dish in a foreign land, you assume it exists without any real knowledge of what it is.
Yeah.
And sort of the similar thing here. This is this foreign thing that has merely been referenced, but you assume, you trust the tales are truthful, right? Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean there's a lot of information there.
Right. Okay. So, I've heard of the quote unquote councils, but what truth? Can't spell. What truth there is to them, I don't. And what did you mention? Oshekra was the name?
Oshekra, and I'll send you that spelling.
Oberon Karen says Oshekra, like with an embarrassed face, like that's like a name that rings a bell, or
I don't think so.
She reacted as if it's like you've just like named her cousin or something.
I would never name her cousin.
Also, so it is based on time zones and everything. It's a little late for me, y'all. So because I am interested in talking to this guy at least about what he knows about the councils. I am curious about that. So we might say we keep talking to him for a while.
You want so is that to say you want to go a few more minutes, or are you saying we need to?
Oh yeah, I'd say maybe we'll call it here, and then but we'll keep talking to him, and then next session we can pick up where that is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That is fine. Thank you everybody for joining our 30th, and our celebratory hats are a mark of that.
Yeah.
See, your donations don't go to waste. They add fun, silly stuff, and help improve our goofiness. So we're not going to be on next week unless something drastic changes, but so far as we know, there's a oh my God, it's a strange.
I don't know who this person is. Okay, that's in my house. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, you're on live TV now, so
that's true. Well, could you do a little dance? Oh my God. There you go. That's our 30th stream celebration that should be topless. Let's take the shirt off.
No.
And let's see those pasties.
Well,
so
I don't know the repercussions of what you've just done, but
what's this? What are you doing? Isn't that Lizzie's hat?
It's a celebratory hat.
Shh, this is
Oh.
this is live.
Okay.
This is the internet seeing this, Dad.
Okay, it's fun.
Careful, you can't say.
And what is your social security number? I can't remember.
What am I saying that I shouldn't say on the internet?
Get out of here.
No, I'm not going anywhere. This is my house.
All right, I think that's time to end the stream.
No. I'm gonna leave. You guys enjoy. Have a good time.
Oh my gosh.
Is it Lord
What?
Lord Algret?
You know him. We have talked about him before during our therapy sessions, and honestly, I'm a little hurt.
I'm surprised you don't remember him.
Algret? No, I don't.
Karandrin.
Wait, remember who? Lord Algret?
Lord Albert.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Remember the finger puppets? Well, listen, we'll talk about it in counseling next week.
We'll catch you up. Yeah.
I'm very old. I don't remember too many things.
I'm extremely old.
Wait, I'm over here. Peace.
Yeah. All right, surprise guest appearance. Glad we were stuck around long enough.
That's right. Boy, when you said you had a hard out at 9 or 10 your time, I guess, man, you weren't lying. But
Yeah.
so, guys, thank you very much. Please go back and enjoy the dancing and watch it many times. So next week, no stream. Hopefully, back in early December. We'll post any changes to that schedule as they occur. And thank you for everything. And go check out Max's channel on YouTube, talking about the role of music in gaming and original soundtracks therein. And go take a look at our website and other things like that. And hey, we appreciate everything you guys do, hanging out with us, commenting, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks, guys.